Guys, do we need a patch note shirt? I'm in cozy shirt right now. All right, patch note shirt. Come back, please. No shirt. What about just no shirt? Yo, guys, it's time for patch notes. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited to look at this. Please no spoilers. I haven't watched it yet. No doom, no gloom, no cheers celebration. Let me have this moment. Welcome into the JNN News Network. Okay, we got Matt, Rox, and Henry. Looking great, guys. Looking great. What the? Henry, I put on my shirt and you didn't put on yours once again. Like, I'm getting mad.
At Associate Franchise Lead, Henry, Head of Editorial, and myself, Senior Product Community Manager, are excited to be here with a special Lost Ark team update to share with you all. We're going to be covering some key areas of community interest, some long-standing, and sharing a look at some brand new coming content pieces and systems.
Okay.
One piece of bad news though, I'm pretty bummed to announce that Henry is no longer going to be the head of editorial at Amazon Games.
And that is because I am bringing him to my team as a producer to work solely on Lost Ark.
Okay, I didn't realize that Henry was working on like New World, I'm assuming, right? And TNL and other products. If he's moving strictly to Lost Ark, that's a good thing, guys. Henry is a juicer. There's one problem here, though, guys.
I move into a new role on the Lost Ark production
team.
team.
Huge. That's huge.
Lost Ark's meant a ton
Congratulations,
to me,
Henry.
both professionally and personally, and I can't wait to dedicate 100% of my time to it.
Like, that's big. Like, big W for Henry. Big W. Big W. Clappy, clappy, clappies.
Awesome stuff on the horizon, which we're gonna be going through today, and I feel really, really good about the future.
Yeah, Henry's moving off my team, but I am thrilled for him as well. But how better to show you just how excited we are than kind of getting right into it. So believe it or not, despite the three of us being here together, this is not the next roadmap video. With all the changes coming to the game in the West, some coming sooner than others, we thought the best way to kind of share them all with you would be to just talk through what's coming and our thoughts behind some of the new changes and releases that we've been working on.
Okay.
We have a lot to cover, and we're excited to share a look at what's coming to the future of the game. Please note, though, that today we're going to be sharing several works in progress. While not everything is going to be immediately ready for release, we thought it would be valuable to share insight to not just what's coming, but also some of what's going on behind the scenes with all of us.
Okay.
Some of the things.
Okay. Chills, guys. Chills. Okay. Like, them saying that they're talking about things that are in the works. Also, chills. Hold on.
We're going to discuss are still in development, and some are even very, very far out. Names and details.
I don't know if we're winning yet. Let me watch it.
Finalized, but we wanted to give you as early of a look as possible. With that, though, I'll let Matt kick things off by talking about how we've been taking in all of your feedback.
Yeah, so before we dive too deep into the content side of today's update, I wanted to just quickly talk about the survey that went out last month, as some of the trends found within that survey are definitely going to be mentioned.
Wait, okay, all you people that say, what's the point of doing the survey? Meep. Hold up. Like, he's acknowledging your feedback and on the survey that I'm not going to stop asking, I'm going to do what I want. Like, that's a good thing, guys. Like, hello? Like, you should be celebrating right now.
For those that are not in the loop, it was centered around the current in-game experience.
Yes.
What you guys wanted to see in the future, and then the current kind of genre identity of Lost Ark.
Oh, yes.
Let me tell you, there was a lot of helpful feedback in that survey. It had a lot of areas of discussion internally that we're looking at, such as dailies. I know that seemed like a silly question in the survey. I know players talk
wait. Say it again.
Of discussion internally that we're looking at, such as dailies. I know that seemed like a silly question.
Dailies. I feel. Oh my god.
But there's definitely intent behind it. Trust me. If we went over the entire survey, we'd definitely be here all day. We'd have to probably make a whole video on it. But I want to get into three of the bigger trends that we saw in the survey, which were players have an appetite for experimental content, hardcore players want additional challenges.
Okay.
And then the speed of progression, obviously in Tier 3, feels a little bit too slow alongside the high costs that are put out for both time and resources.
Guys, hold on. Wait. Okay. So wait. Okay, so T3 Dead Zone Herd, new stuff. Oh my god.
Source. Yeah. So I also want to share that we recently went to Korea and discussed a lot of these terms.
Stop counting my pauses. I'm
we sat
processing.
down directly with Smilegate, and we're working together to find improvements. Rather than talk about all of these one at a time, you're going to see references to these things throughout our discussion. So don't worry if we happen to not tackle something.
Oh, thanks to Zach.
Until we reach the end of the video. As a quick example, when we talk about speed of progression, We're going to be talking about new systems and then later on working to implement changes announced in Korea to help speed up progression in the end of the T3 dead zones. And I can't stress enough how important the feedback is from everybody. So thank you for all the players who took part in the surveys, and I hope that next time we do another one, we get even more participation.
I'm pausing it right there. How many of you didn't take the survey? How many of you didn't take the survey? I bet a bunch of you didn't take that survey because you're like, I don't feel heard. They're not even going to listen to me.
So looking ahead, we can't wait to see how players interact with these new systems that are going to arrive in the Western version later this year. These systems will be specifically built to address the nuances and specific needs of the player base in the regional version of Lost Ark.
Okay.
And then on top of getting to collaborate with Smilegate on the design of these systems, we're also looking at making tweaks and some small updates here and there just for the Amazon Games version of Lost Ark.
Guys, hold on, wait. That was huge, no? Wait, did you hear that?
And some small updates here and there just for the Amazon Games version of Lost Ark.
Yeah, so
Wait. Wait. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I love it. AGS is going to be getting their own updates for our version, not just like event stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Matt, you kind of keep throwing around the term new systems, and I'm sure players want to know just what those things are. Can either of you guys kind of elaborate on what's coming?
Yeah, to Matt's point, we saw a few really strong areas of player feedback, and these systems are aimed directly at targeting some of those. So bear with me while I give an overview of these, because there's a little something in there for everyone. So I'm going to cover the basics of a new system that we're going to be bringing to the West later this year, Paradise. Ooh. This system is still actively being designed by...
Chills. Okay. Hold on, guys. Gotta shake it out. Okay.
RPG for the global versions of Lost Ark. So we're going to go over the main architecture and the goals of this system.
Okay, new system called Paradise.
Closer to releasing it, we'll share all the nitty-gritty details we know that you'll be interested in learning about. And once again, really want to emphasize this and provide a quick reminder that some of these names and details are going to shift as development continues. So we come back out and it's named something else, might happen later.
Okay, so from the development side, guys, anytime you make that statement, it's a really good thing. That means that they're going to be talking about things that aren't done yet, and they're trying to like gauge our reactions and feedback to it in order to better tune it for like what we want. So that statement right there is like really, really cool to hear. Like anytime anyone says like it's like subject to change during development, things like that, that's like a really, really like refreshing thing to hear right here. That means they are still listening. Yep, that's a huge win from a development side.
All right, new content for our version that will help increase player progression by adding new paths for you to earn a variety of impactful rewards. It's going to have a very easy difficulty so that it's accessible to all players, and it's going to balance out some of the more hardcore systems that we're going to talk about after this one. Paradise is going to be a new seasonal content with weekly activities that can be completed on each character. It will have season-based content that provides both weekly rewards and seasonal rewards, split into 3 distinct activities.
Hold on, recap what I've heard so far. It's called Paradise. Just there's gonna be rewards. Did you say seasonal? Seasonal is fucking huge if that's what they're doing.
More hardcore systems that we're gonna talk about after this one. Paradise is going to be a new seasonal content with weekly activities that can be completed on each character. It will have season-based content
every character can do it.
Both
cool.
Weekly rewards and seasonal rewards.
Weekly and seasonal rewards, huge. Good. That means there's gonna be tracks. Nice. I like that.
The first activity is the namesake content called Paradise, a short monster wave defense style of content where you're trying to farm various Legacy of Paradise gear pieces, which can be put into new gear slots.
What?
Things like
new gear slots? Hold on.
Or a cloak, or like other common pieces of gear that aren't currently in your slots.
That's cool.
And these gear pieces are going to have grades, like rare, relic, ancient, etc.
Okay, different rarities of the gear.
And also are going to have special effects to help aid you in battle, which can be amplified as you drop better gear throughout the course of the season. These are going to increase your power within the Paradise activities for the entire season, helping you with the other activities we're about to talk through.
You get these new pieces. Did they say if the pieces were specific to
is the namesake content
the event, or does it work for like existing raids and content?
A short monster wave defense style of content where you're trying to farm various
Paradise
Legacy
only gear.
of Paradise gear pieces, which can be put into new gear slots. Think things like belt or a cloak, or like other common pieces of gear that aren't currently in your slots. And these gear pieces are going to have grades like rare, relic, ancient, etc. And also are going to have special effects to help aid you in battle, which can be amplified as you drop better gear throughout the course of the season. These are going to increase your power within the Paradise activities for the entire season, helping you with the other activities we're about to talk through. There's going to be new levels of Paradise that unlock throughout the course of the season with better drop rates for higher gear. So even if you missed the first few weeks, taking a little break from Lost Ark, you can quickly catch up to everyone else. At the end of the season, your gear will reset before the next season begins. So next up...
Wait, gear reset? Okay, so basically you progress through Paradise, get gear, upgrade gear, progress as far as you can. There's weekly rewards, full rewards for like the entire season, and then reset for the next season and go through it. Oh, interesting. Huh. That's kind of cool sounding. And he said boss wave and monsters, right?
So even if you missed the first few weeks, taking a little break from Lost Ark, you can quickly catch up to everyone else.
Yes, catch-up mechanics. Yes, new stuff with catch-up, guys. Holy.
So next up is God's Testimony.
Ooh.
This is an activity where you're going to attempt to 1v1 a boss in a short battle.
1v1 a boss in a short battle. Okay, that's cool. That's fun. That's hype as hell, guys. I mean, like TNL kind of did that, right? They had like their like the boss thing you did, and you kept trying to progress further and further. And if that's seasonal as well, that's kind of cool. I'm assuming this is just like concept art to go into like the arena or something. Yeah, it was fun. Exactly. So if they're adding stuff like that to Lost Ark and like it's solo stuff for like rewards, that's hype as hell, man.
From your Paradise Legacy gear. So no need to worry, support players, balance and stuff like that won't play as much into it. It's really going to be focused on those effects that you earn in Paradise.
Okay, so it's balanced around the effects you earn?
You can face throughout the season, with a few at the start and more releasing throughout it as you farm better gear with stronger effects. Each boss is going to have first-time clear rewards of valuable items, along with a weekly leaderboard that gives you some
leaderboard. Wait,
as your special gear drops.
Guys, that's like one of the wish list things is having actual leaderboards in this game for like literally anything. Like that's so fire.
And your weekly rank will earn you hell keys, which let you into the third activity.
Wait, so if it's a weekly ranking system on a leaderboard, that means that you want to strive to be higher up to get more keys for the third activity. I wonder how they're gonna handle that. I wonder if it's actually like ranking like how far you progressed, or if it's leaderboard rank. Because I don't think he said it specifically, right?
Paradise that we're about to talk through. Before we dive into Hell, I will quickly note that we plan on giving out some seasonal rewards as well.
Okay, seasonal rewards. That's what we need. We need seasonal shit.
Hell.
I've been like trying to talk about that forever. I love it.
Tied to Paradise. Earn Hell keys from a few sources, including your weekly placement in God's Testimony. In Hell, there are 100 floors, and your goal is to descend as far as possible. Your key will have both a grade and a rank, and the better those are, the more floors you'll be able to descend in your Hell run.
Clearly, a grade and a rank on the key like that gets you into Hell.
Style. It's more about trying to hit some lucky effects and descend as far as possible before your key runs out of descents. You can kind of descend like a random amount when you use each descent on your key, so you don't have to clear all 100 floors. It's not that grindy. You can jump. And there'll be some other special effects that help you get there. When your key is out of uses, you'll receive rewards based on the grade of the key combined with how far down you got. Think of a table where the rewards get better as you go each way, either further down in floors and also increasing based on how good your key is. You will sometimes encounter altars from which you can...
So delving into Hell, we have grade and rarity of keys based on your performance in the second part of this. And then you delve deeper into Hell, going through floors. He said it's not that grindy. You can like go through the floors. Yeah, okay. Kind of cool, kind of hype.
The rewards in Hell can be really juicy, with some extremely critical rewards, including gold, progression materials, additional Paradise gear, and a ton more stuff that we're working on adding in there. And because there's already a lot of luck involved with this system, we wanted to kind of implement something to mitigate that. So at the end of it, you're going to be presented with 3 options, when you finish your key, that you can choose between. So you can pick what you need most to progress between those 3 options that you...
Wait, that's cool! That's cool as hell! Okay, so we have Okay, so part 1 is wave clear. Part 2 is, the boss one. Part 3 is like greater rifts from Diablo. And just go as far as you can, up to 100 floors. And then and then at the end, so the first one just gives you gear. Second one gives you a key. Third one, use key to go as far as you can. Finish it, get rewards of different chests. And he said gold, honing mats.
And let you choose what you need the most at that time. There's a ton more nuance to Paradise, but as I mentioned at the beginning, there's also a lot of details that are still being developed and are in flux.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited to just experiment a bit with this system, just help give players some more activities, more rewards, help their progression a little bit. Mm-hmm. We don't want players to feel too overwhelmed with the system, especially with the number of daily and weekly activities that are in the game. So as players ourselves, I can tell you that we're discussing ways to help offset some of that load. Yeah. We're just trying to look for ways to kind of just further alleviate the amount of daily, weekly activities that you have to do. Just know that we're going to keep looking into just various ways to balance these activities so that you have plenty of opportunities to just play the character without feeling forced to do too many activities to keep up.
Yeah, so that being said, when we're...
Okay, so that's pretty cool. And like the fact they're acknowledging like alleviating weekly and daily burden, that's pretty neat. That's huge. That's hype.
Systems as well, how long would the expected playtime for a player be?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think when we look at all activities combined, it's going to be pretty short. It might depend on, the character that you're playing or how lucky you happen to get in your run. Yeah. And I really wish I could give more specific numbers for the time spent in the week, but things are still being adjusted.
Yeah, like we said, understandable. It's all still in development, but we are looking to keep it pretty short. It shouldn't feel like too much. So with it being so short, what are we doing for people that want to play more?
Yeah, so we heard feedback that while the Frontier system was great for newer players, casual players, and your alt characters, you wanted something where you could test yourselves a little bit more. So I want to talk a bit about the future of challenge-based content in Lost Ark, with kind of there being an emphasis on the hardcore players that we saw giving us survey responses and talking about that type of content. So first up, we have the Act 3 raid arriving in just a week or two. This raid was perceived as very difficult in Korea, so hopefully hardcore raiders will have fun testing themselves in the earlier stages of the Frontier system.
Okay.
From there, the raid will get easier and more accessible as the Frontier system rolls around. So let's talk about what's next. Apart from the upcoming Strike raid...
Wait, okay, so they mentioned Frontier raid and testing ourselves. They didn't mention anything about any nerfs. Interesting. And they did say they listened to the feedback of players. I'm trying to process what he just said. Like, okay, guys, like, I understand keep watching, but I'm processing. Okay, let me process.
Kazuros himself is looming on the horizon as the next major raid release, and that has already been confirmed to have a special difficulty, similar to Thamine the First, for those wanting a challenge. But we definitely hear the raiding community's feedback on wanting more of that style of content.
Yes,
so
more,
we have a longer-term project that we're looking into after the Kazuros raid, and it's going to be called Challenge
Quick
mode. Qualifier, once again, that I'm diving into some features far in the future, and a lot could change. But the goal of Challenge Mode is that it's going to be a harder difficulty of raids built with the raiding community in mind.
Okay.
And we're looking into
that's big
like
win.
A seasonal in-game
Challenge Mode sounds really good.
Maybe some seasonal, prestige
leaderboards, seasonal stuff. Okay. Challenge mode raid. I love that. That's hype. Leaderboard. Hype. Rewards.
Similar to a first difficulty where you can play your heart out or just practice mechs and hit the boss. Once again, longer term projects.
Yes. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, this is good. I like this. This is really good. So we're getting some kind of type of challenge mode stuff. Getting leaderboards, seasonal rewards, letting people just play their characters and have fun without being locked out on your main. That's the kind of shit we want. You know what I mean?
Something that we're really interested in adding after Kazuros for whatever that next chapter of Lost Ark raiding is going to be.
So I just want to quickly recap, since we threw a lot of information at you. Paradise, it's experimental content. It's going to help you speed up the progression, and you're going to have some really exciting kind of jackpot moments. Mm-hmm. On the other side of the coin, players that want more of a challenge, they're going to be able to experience the very best of Lost Ark's raiding. We have a hard raid on deck just coming up. And then we're also investigating, as Henry just mentioned, challenge modes. So after the final Kazros raid, it will have its own special mode.
Oh, wait, that's farther out though. Okay, so challenge mode, but he's saying after Kazros. I don't know. I got hyped. Yeah, so that's in the far future. Okay, so at least we get this raid, wait 3 months, strike raid 2 months, Kazros 3 months after that. So 8 months out. So this would be after Winter Loan? Huh. It's good to know they're listening and that's coming though. The Paradise thing, we'll see how it plays out. It sounds really fun, man. It sounds like kind of like an ARPG that you can play your main more on. Like, how could anyone not like that? And you could do it on all your different characters. Like, that's really cool.
Now, as we roll out some of these systems, we do, again, want to emphasize very clearly how crucial your feedback is when it comes to shaping a lot of these things in the future. While these features have been designed specifically for the global audience, we want to make sure that they operate and eventually evolve in ways that truly do enhance the Lost Ark experience.
Okay,
We're excited to hear your early thoughts about these systems, and more importantly, we also really want to know how you feel once you've gotten your hands on them.
Definitely.
So we'll be on the lookout
for
feedback.
Give it to
It's gonna help
us!
Continue to iterate and shape the future of these systems as we roll these systems out later this year.
So with all of those new reveals...
Later this year? Guys, later this year? I mean, wait. I was like, damn, that doesn't add up with the timing, but there's only so many months left in the year here, you know? What's that, like 7 months? It said after Kaz. Does that mean we're getting Kaz for Christmas again?
And everything we're working on, it's really shaping up to be an exciting time for the game.
Interesting. We'll see how it goes.
We're looking forward to doing kind of a lot of new things in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And we haven't even gotten into our next roadmap.
Okay. Yeah. Hype. I'm ready.
Very weird, I know. When we do share that next roadmap with you in early July, though, we're looking at turning that into kind of a special moment where we can dive into some of the details for Paradise and all of the other exciting content on the horizon that we haven't even talked about today. That includes some of the things we know you're expecting, like the female paladin, the strike raid, and just so much more that's you've kind of seen from Korea.
Yep.
I have so many materials saved up for female pally. I can't wait for like female pally.
Okay, guys.
Summer.
Okay. Why? Paladin! But also, like, why are we stocking up? But like.
It's gonna be a good summer.
That's a cute name.
Yo, what's up, Vittori? How you doing, bro?
I did, yeah.
I don't know, Henry. I think we should put some money on who has the most materials saved.
Yeah.
Damn!
Little hone off.
Police, he's right here. He's gambling. He's encouraging Henry. It's gambling. Yep.
Can't wait for like female pally Paradise Summer.
Do you see Paradise Summer?
Just
Guys, wait. If we're at... Bro, Henry with the leaks. Yo, Henry, I got that $5 coming in on PayPal. Don't worry, okay, buddy?
We're very excited to be providing more insight about the future of the game together, obviously. But before I get too far into the future, there's a more recent wave of feedback that we've been taking time to address as well.
Yeah, Mokoko bootcamp.
Whoa, it's bright.
So we've definitely heard your feedback.
Okay, Mokoko
bootcamp. And we're trying to have some adjustments when we bring it back this next time. The biggest change you're going to see is that we're going to be tying the Mokoko status to actually clearing the raid or dungeon 10 times.
What?
So while we had a number of ideas,
Ain't no
we
way!
do feel like this is the best option for players at the moment to help kind of get up to speed with the raid.
Wait, that's
and help
big!
those players earn various
That's huge!
specific titles sought after when accepting applicants in the party finder.
That's fire. So wait.
There will be an item level limitation to what constitutes Mokoko, so please continue to be vocal and let us know your thoughts as we make changes. As a friendly reminder, this won't apply to every raid, but as we progress, we'll be monitoring and adjusting which it will apply to. And then we're gonna also continue to run Mokoko Bootcamp for several months, similar to what we've been doing, taking it down for a short period of time, refreshing the event and the rewards inside of it, and then bringing it back. So we do hope this will make it feel a bit more evergreen while allowing...
Oh, he said the word.
Breaks.
Chills, guys. Damn. Ooh. The ground's kind of hot under my toes, you know what I mean? Chills, guys. He said the evergreen word. Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, so Mokoko Bootcamp, big win. Changing it to clears, is that what he said? And there's going to be an item level limitation, and they're going to adjust which raids it goes up to. Can you explain what it means for 10x raid clear? Yeah, you clear it 10 times. Like, what do we mean?
Things that keep the system feeling pretty fluid.
Yeah, Mokoko Bootcamp has been a big topic, especially recently. And I know there are a few other things we've been talking about, so what else are we withholding that we can share with our players today?
You know, we saw a lot of feedback in the community of just like someone logging in and claiming a reward and then logging in a few weeks later.
Hey guys, who here is guilty of logging in only for fever time, other rewards, and not even doing your dailies?
Later, and they weren't a Mokoko. So tying it to the raid clears, I think will really help those players out.
Yeah, that's big. Big win. Big win. Big win. Big win. Big win. Big win.
Especially recently. So what else are we kind of withholding that we want to share with our players today? I know there's a lot we're going through.
Yeah, Henry and I can rapid fire off some of the other topics that the team has been, collaborating on, especially with Smilegate RPG. One of them, mileage shop. So coming in the West in the next few months, we're gonna.
No, the mileage shop is coming in. No, I don't know, no. Chills. Okay.
We're going to be introducing the mileage shop, and you're going to be receiving points for the past purchases that you've made. We'll follow.
Yo, like, oh man. Yo. Guys, I don't think I can stream that day, like, I don't want to know, guys. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Nope, I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't want to know. But also deal with it. You know what I mean? Like,
follow up with a specific policy to kind of flesh that out, but we want to ensure that you're being rewarded based on your purchase history.
Is that Savix? Oh, I love this man so much.
So we're really excited to introduce this in the West after all this time.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, I think.
It really has.
I'm gonna have a lot of points, and I'm looking forward to get some of those skins. There's some really cool items.
Okay, guys, like, for real, I don't want to stream when I open that shop because I'm gonna have so many points that I'm gonna hate myself. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I'll have someone else open it and then spend it all before I look at it. So what's in the mileage shop? Okay, so that's like a MVP background. That's fire. And we got the red moon from Theamine. Okay, 2024 swimmer. Guys, what we were just all saying that we needed more bikinis and Speedos for the boys in Lost Ark, and here's your chance. Now we have even more options. We get a duck tube vehicle. Okay, guys, like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we?
And with our faster content release cadence, we want to make sure that we're supporting you and returning players with the materials and items needed to progress at a good rate. With
okay, like, if they're not nerfing the total gold you earn and adding additional bound gold or something like that, or at least like as long as they're not reducing gold you get and then they give a little bit extra that's bound or something like that, that'd be kind of cool. So it like, if it's free shit or if it's stuff that can be used in other ways, like, I think one of the biggest things is if it's like Abydos or Orejas, like, if you have those two things and I can use bound gold to craft them, like, that would be really good.
Paradise, we will have some unique progression opportunities and are excited about the ability to layer in character bound gold into rewards there or other places to help characters progress.
Wait, other places, that's fire, right? Like, guys, one of my biggest things I've been saying is please add in other ways for me to earn gold. You know what I mean? Like, give me different ways to earn gold, and I think that would just like go so incredibly hard.
Yeah, so we're also aware of the mixed response to the current gem situation that's going.
I can't. Oh, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to listen. I can't. I don't want to hear this word ever again. Brace yourself for impact, guys. Clench.
And we are watching it very closely.
Okay.
Watching its implementation. So while this system is being described for Korea, we are still discussing what this looks like for the West and when we're wanting to release it. So we do want to just be transparent as possible. We're still in the early stages on this specific topic, but we will continue to monitor the system and investigate various opportunities, and we'll provide another update in our roadmap video.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm getting mixed signals here. Okay, so he's saying they're watching it, they're aware of it. They said they're looking at the implementation for KR and deciding how to handle it in the West, but then also saying when we decide to release it, not that they're going to change it, right? Like, unless I misheard there's absolutely no way they're not aware of us being unhappy with the current implementation of gems as they're proposed over there. So yeah, I mean, like, at least they acknowledge that it is an issue, that they're going to watch how it gets implemented, what happens in KR, and then going from there.
Looking at the number of classes, the support shortage isn't too bad in the West.
What? Oh my God. Am I ever going to get through this video? I don't think I'm ever going to get through this video.
We also discussed the support play experience in Korea. Looking at the number of classes, the support shortage isn't too bad in the West. But we definitely want the experience of playing.
Guys, who here feels there's still a support shortage? It's a DPS shortage now. Why is there a DPS shortage, guys? Everyone quit. I don't think everyone quit. I'm pretty sure people still play the game. DPS shortage, IML, people bought support. I don't know, bro. There ain't no way people bought enough support accounts. Like, there's no one like aching to jump into Lost Ark, like sitting there on the sidelines, like, yo, let me buy one of them support accounts. I'm itching to play Bard and Artist and Paladin right now. Like, what are we saying? There's no shot, bro. No shot, no shot. Or hear me out. Hear me out. What if it's because there was a support shortage and then everyone started rage honing and panic honing. They caught up, and now here we are with the situation where everyone honed up a rat support or two because it's cheaper, lower investment, and now they're like, what are we doing?
The changes that Smilegate are looking into, starting with the ARC passive adjustments for support. We also think that the support and DPS
God damn it.
Smilegate are looking into, starting with the ARC passive adjustments for support. We also think that the support and DPS flexibility of female Paladin is going to further help balance, you know, just the amount of support.
Yo, Henry leak count, increase it by 1. He just confirmed that it's DPS and support. Like, oh my God, Henry with the wins. Let's go, Henry. Giving us the deets. I mean, sheesh. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Damn. Okay, so they're DPS and support confirmed by Henry right here. Perfect. I mean, I think we already all knew that, guys. Let's just be real. Like, memes aside about Henry. Yeah.
Supports later this summer. Finally, there's been a lot of talk about the strike raid, which will arrive in the future. So we wanted to share that we are looking into tuning the rewards to better fit the needs of Western players. This is to ensure that you're receiving a baseline value
for the
time that you're putting into that activity. And we'll describe, you know, what the strike rate is and get more in depth when it arrives, you know, maybe in the next roadmap, spoiler alert. But for players that
in the next roadmap, I mean, that one was more blatant.
That are aware of changes in Korea, just wanted to make sure that we were being transparent and talking through that with you.
Yeah, but I guess they have to tune in to the next roadmap to actually confirm. You know, we'll have to see. All in all, though, we really hope this team update video helped provide a valuable look ahead at what's coming to Lost Ark here in the West. Needless to say, the team has been working extremely hard behind the scenes to take in all of your feedback and address it appropriately. We do look at all feedback, and while making changes to the game can take a lot of time, we really do appreciate your patience and support as we work to make Arcasia.
Hey guys, how many of you feel like you've been good boys and girls and were patient and supportive? Just don't go on Reddit. Also, don't look at YouTube comments ever, guys, because they all congregate. Yeah, who didn't stop logging into Loa? They're good for this one, John. Surprisingly, good comments. Good. All right, hold on. We're almost done. Look, I have less than a minute left, guys. There's no way I pause again.
The best it can be. I know we're looking forward to seeing you again for a special roadmap in early July, but
yo, special roadmap in early July! Shee! We paused again! Okay, we can keep going.
We can keep going. A couple of exciting months with the Abyssal Assault game updates in May and June. That's when you'll travel to Rymeria to help the Yaz people before facing off against Kazaros' next threat, Mordum, the Abyssal Punisher, in the next Kazaros raid.
Oh, God. Mordum, the Abyssal Punisher.
Thanks for joining us today, and as always, we'll see you back in Arcasia.
Bye, Matt. Bye, Rocks. Let's talk about it. Okay, what did we have? Paradise to me sounded like a huge freaking win. Okay? Like, that sounds cool. That's like ARPG, kind of like almost like Chaos Dungeon, the tower climb of bossing, kind of like from TNL. And then also, what was the third one? Oh, the tower progression based on floors. Like, that's just like cool. They each one of those chain off each other. Seasonal, rewards, hype. Like, that sounds so cool. Like, I'm very excited for that.